Warm-up points to Mexico. And there's our 2 minutes left. We're being sent to the bumpy box. So we've got a power jam. Oh, got a power jam. Big breaker. Easily down, ball got the jam. We're down to 55 minutes left in this second period roll. Mexico raising Denmark round 2. Review what's tonight, we've got 50 jamming for Denmark. He's still leading jamming for Mexico. Still leading jam. And go there to the penalty box for Denmark. Put the problem with the regions. Rolled out of bounds. Still beat a run or more points. Beautiful skating down the inside, leading down. Here comes Tigers, also through for that initial bumper. Tigers holding strong down the inside line. Both Janners scoring points. Only forward off the jam. 2 minutes 20 seconds left in this playoff game. Nosferatu wins it now. Green breakout game for Mexico. No in the penalty box. All weekend long. Any contact with a whistle. Late jammer. Green breakout for Mexico. We have a star pass. Bernie has become the jam for Team Denmark. 4.5 minutes. Green breakout for the ball from Mexico. Bernie. Oh, strong. Roll up 4 points. Green breakout on a 3-wall pull. The jam. We're down to 1 minute left. Make some noise for all the dirty fans. One more jam. Tigers going to Denmark. Still leading down for Mexico. We. Now we have a pivot. Down below, still lead. Everybody bumping down for work by Jackie. Lead and a still lead. Tigers really got to make it through. Tigers inside line, still lead down low. Tigers 4 points for Denmark. We got a power jam. Everybody got things down. Strong defense from Mexico. Front 5, takes a hit, comes down. Make some noise for Tigers. Come on. This is the last round. Still lead back on track. 4 points. Oh, yeah. We're going right back. Right back. Come on, roller baby, make some noise. Oh, yeah.
And it's finals day at the JRDA World Cup right here in Brisbane, Australia. Welcome back. If you're just joining us on the stream, you are about to watch a matchup between Team Australia and Team Great Britain. Good morning and thank you for joining us. My name is Bob de Quickly.
My name is Fanny and we're here to watch the third place game, a medal game.
Bronze medal time, absolutely. So as we look around this arena at Mount Warren Sports Centre, we can see the teams getting ready to take the track. We have gear checks here in Junior Roller Derby, so the teams have completed their gear checks now, making their way back to the bench to get settled and organised, ready for the start of the game.
Check out the Australia mascot there, the little blow-up kangaroo with all the team players' names on it.
And it's such a social element to this whole tournament, this whole Junior World Cup. Teams exchanging addresses, exchanging jerseys. There's a pen pal station.
Yep. There's a bracelet making station as well, make some friendship bracelets.
Yeah, all right, before we get underway, skating in their green livery today, Team Australia will be represented by Cicada, Morris Minor, Rat Guru, Honey, Guns N' Rollers, Lightspeed, Rainbow, Firefly, Amazon, Cruiser wearing the C for captain today, Sea Salt, Flamethrower, Jack Plague, Bruiser Bon, and Cherry Bomb.
And then skating for Team GB, we have Aussie Offense, Jack in the Box as the captain for this one, Sirius Block, Nuclear, Event Horizon, Power Tower, Thing One, Pika, Atomic Bomb, Hazmat, Annihilator, Swear Jar, Wiz, Hatchet Girl, and Twinkle Toes.
Yeah, so after all of the pool play, shortened games for all of Saturday and the first half of yesterday saw all of these teams play multiple games to work out the seeding for the playoff games yesterday. So Australia yesterday narrowly defeating Canada 276 to 251, and Great Britain defeating Belgium to appear in this game 233 to 158. That means that, this is the bronze medal match, Australia versus Great Britain, and later today you'll see France take on USA for the first and second place in the World Cup. A rematch.
So exciting.
From earlier pool play as well, France-USA was a close match in the first place, wasn't it?
That was a nail-biter. I would say I was on the edge of my seat, but I was standing, so I was on my tippy toes.
That's right. All right, we're ready to play some roller derby. Officials are in place, skaters are in place, Cruiser and Aussie Offence are behind the jammer line.
I think final ref checks.
All right, thumbs up.
Yep.
Officials scrambling.
Thumbs up all round. Ready to get started,
Let's
I think.
play some bronze medal roller derby.
It's gonna get loud in here.
5 seconds is called and we're poised. Those blockers suck right back onto the jammer line, ready for the start of this jam. A little bit of a pile up straight off the line. Aussie Offence is the first jammer out of the pack and is lead jammer for Team Great Britain.
Cruisers still making their way through the pack there, stuck up against a very strong tripod.
Clear of the pack now. Those last blockers in the front there for Team Great Britain, 02 and 07. They're siblings, Jack in the Box and Sirius Block.
There we go.
Coached by Dad as well. So it's a family affair for Great Britain.
Yeah, I think we had a few siblings across multiple teams this weekend. Okay, 898 Twinkle Toes up for Team GB, and that is 299 for Australia. Light speed.
Yeah, both jammers being taken right back to their
Really
starting
far
positions.
back.
Twinkle Toes chases down at the front and his lead jammer.
However, Australia's light speed heading to the penalty box for a cut track.
So Twinkle Toes now taking advantage of a power jam situation, picks up a scoring pass. The pack has a little bit of time to settle while they wait for Twinkle Toes to come back around. Australia in the front position, broken up effectively by that multiplayer offensive push.
Yeah, coming in like a train almost. Tiptoeing on the outside line, but last line of defense there, Jack Blake hitting out Twinkle Toes.
Yeah, light speed. Showing us where the name comes from. And that's Hazmat, just heading off to the penalty box. I'm not sure if you quite caught that low block penalty that was given just in front of us here. Coach Jono just out there having a chat to the referee.
Okay, so currently we have Team GB on 16 points. Australia yet to score, but we are only 3 minutes into our game. Official timeout has been called. Honey on the jam line for Team Australia. We saw Honey jam a fair amount yesterday with a lot of success.
There we go, the refs have finished their chat. They're back in position, ready to go, playing some roller derby. Again, we see Australia taking the front position off the start line, which means the Great Britain jammer, Atomic Bomb, is in the frontmost position at the moment, but Honey finds a way through on the inside, picks up
unfortunately not.
Cut track penalty, but she hasn't realised yet. She is not aware.
Still
Obviously,
unaware.
there won't be any scoring there.
There we go.
Fortunately, refs recognising that it is noisy in here and skaters might not hear the penalty call. There is a risk there of picking up a second penalty for not clearing the track in time.
Yeah, I think it's different when we can see the arm calls as well. You know, the hand signals. If you're head down jamming, you're not necessarily going to see it as well as hear it.
Especially not if you're lining up for an apex jump like that one.
So that was 235. Atomic One made it out or lead jammer, but called it off straight away, conserving some energy for future jams. At least that's what I believe it would be for.
Number 42 for Great Britain, Swearjar. Where are they from, Fanny?
They would be from Glasgow. So we have two Scottish skaters, Pika and Swearjar. Obviously, that's very close to my heart, but I have lived in Australia for 3 years now, so.
And Honey will remain the jammer for Team Australia, starting from the Spank Alley penalty box. And that penalty has been served. Honey now back on track, trying to make her way through for an initial pass. Swearjar clearing the pack for a scoring pass, being told to keep going while Honey is still wrapped up on the initial.
Not wrapped up for much longer though. She is out on initial pass. Swearjar being told to call it from the bench.
And at the end of that jam, Australia's pivot cruiser just heading off to the Spank Alley penalty box. What's looked like a back block penalty.
2 points picked up for Australia. Oh no, sorry, another 2 for Team GB, my mistake.
So Australia still held scoreless so far.
Okay, Aussie offense lining up for Team GB and Lightspeed for Australia.
Yeah, Aussie offense is the lead jammer, having almost completed a lap now. Lightspeed, being contained. I think Lightspeed thought that they were safe to get back on the track then, but no, picking up a cut track penalty. So power jam for Aussie offence. The second time Aussie offence has had a power jam, and the second jam they've had today.
Yep. Got to utilise it to the best of their ability. Team GB at this point in time. Big hit there.
Cruiser going for a big hit.
Yeah. Aussie offence kind of shrugging it off.
Didn't even change direction, did he?
No. Just keep going.
Getting a little bit scrummy in the pack there at the moment. Lightspeed just rejoining. Everybody back from the penalty box now. Aussie just with some toe stop work down the outside line of the straight here in front of us.
Yeah, so good to watch. Okay, we've got a four-wall even of Great Britain players, but a star pass to number 4-2 Cruiser for Team Australia.
So Aussie offence, yeah. Great Britain not willing to concede any points for Australia so far in this entire game. Australia currently yet to put any score on the board.
And that was a massive scoring jam for Aussie offence. 24 points in that one jam.
We're going to see Twinkle Toes come back to the jammer line for Team Great Britain, and for the first time this morning, Rainbow number 30 jamming for Australia. Full set of blockers in front of each of them. Australia again with that front position, just going for a 3-1. Try and get some offensive support for Rainbow to get through, and looks like busting through now is going to be a jammer race at the front. One foot out, but the skater was down, so lead is for Australia.
They had already passed that skater legally, so they do get awarded the lead.
And this time, around the outside, being chased down with a big hit at the front by Hazmat, but as the jam was called off.
And that's those first 4 points on the board for Australia.
You can probably hear it on our microphones at home, folks, but we do have a house announcer in the house today revving up the crowd. So Australia with the obvious home crowd advantage.
Well, yeah.
It's a long way from Great Britain, but welcome if you're watching at home. Jump in on the YouTube chat and say hello.
We've also got people watching from Colorado.
Swearjar, lead jammer, number 42 for Team Great Britain. Rat Guru jamming for Team Australia, about to break through on an initial pass and puts on some speed with that characteristic low profile acceleration.
However, Swearjar heading to the penalty box for a forearm penalty on one of Team Australia's blockers.
Again, falling victim to the loudness in here. Swearjar not hearing a penalty being awarded to him, trying to call it off.
No, yes, that one, however, was called for injury. One of the refs deciding that someone had taken a knock to the head.
Yeah, and one of the safety rules for junior roller derby is that any time there is a head strike observed, then the jam must be called, and that skater needs to be assessed by the medics.
Safety first. During this official timeout, we could take a moment just to thank some of our partners and sponsors from the weekend. So we are here at the moment in one of Logan Leisure Centres. Logan Leisure Centres have proudly served as a premier brand representing all venues owned and operated by Logan City Council for over 15 years. This is a venue that we have used in Brisbane very often and one that we love. So thank you so much for hosting again another roller derby event.
Jack Plague jamming for Team Australia. Swearjar starting this jam for Team Great Britain in the Spank Alley penalty box.
But Jack Plague with lead jammer. Despite a big hit out, the skater that hit them out also went down. The run backs from these blockers are so fast. It's almost a blink and you miss it situation.
And I often forget that these skaters are juniors, but they often have been skating for multiple years already, and the pack awareness and knowing where they can come back in safely.
As well as the skate skills, the rules knowledge and tactical knowledge is so important. Plus the ability to play as a team player. Referees and officials have called an official timeout for a discussion. Perfect time maybe to thank them as well. We do have a list of the officials on this game.
Yeah, so officiating this game today we have Mischief Manager, Commander Chaos, Mercy, Spanners, Muggles, Al, Roller Nerdy, K, Addy Slam and Leo Slayer.
And also Fighting Girlfriend, Guinness, Mr. Fox, Doom, Fouled Out, John Ref Kennedy, Ray of Sunshine and Sarge.
Obviously, like with any sport, in community-based sports, all of these folks are volunteering their time to come and officiate at the JRDA World Cup. Most of them normally officiating adult roller derby, so there was a meeting about some of the modified rules for the JRDA rule set as well.
Oh yeah, we've got a list of some of the other ones, haven't we?
They've been doing a great job keeping up with these kids all weekend. Sorry, I say kids. These junior athletes.
Full complement of skaters on track at the moment, with Honey jamming for Team Australia and Aussie Offense having picked up lead for Team Great Britain.
Honey was about to burst through the front of the pack, but just taken to the knees, and by the time she stood up again, there were blockers back in front of her. This time Cicada chasing down with Flamethrower at the front, unable to hang on to Aussie Offense.
Star pass now to 3-0 for Australia, that's Rainbow, who we did see jam earlier.
Yeah, a couple of points jagged at the end of that one by Rainbow.
That's the best way to do that, I think, sometimes. Just go hips first to try and grab a couple of points. And we've got quite a few people actually watching from, well, one from Cardiff here, Edinburgh, and it is 3:40 in the morning. So I hope you had a nap first and then got up specifically to watch this game, or are highly caffeinated.
The roller derby is back on. There's a pile up on the jammer line and a pile up on the pivot line, but Cruiser is the lead jammer for Team Australia, number 42. Twinkle Toes, 898 for Team Britain, hot on his heels. The pack has a moment to settle itself before these jammers rejoin. Cruiser stepping through, picks up the quick 4 for Oz.
I'm being told to continue. Let's see if they can get more points. At the moment, Team Australia have an opportunity to pick these up.
Cruiser successfully pulling it off, adding
3 extra points.
Yes,
So
7-point jam for Australia.
that brings us to, at the moment, Great Britain on 57 and Australia on 21.
As we line up for our next jam, we have Swearjar and Lightspeed waiting behind the jammer line for this whistle.
We've got a blocker in the penalty box for Team Great Britain, and that allows Lightspeed to get lead jammer.
But Swearjar, again, the handful of times that Australia have gotten lead jammer so far this game, they have been hotly pursued. In this case, Swearjar hunting Lightspeed down.
It's just so fast.
How fast are these laps?
Faster than I could do.
Yeah, sub 10-second laps there, I reckon, for these jammers.
There's an official review being called. Do you wish to run in for that one? Okay, Bob's going to find out for us what is going on. And we'll get the information just shortly. love watching the official reviews from the side here, just the gesturing and trying to work out exactly what they're calling for. It's a fun game to play. Guess the official review. A lot of green and yellow in the crowd supporting Team Australia. As Bob said earlier, there is the home advantage of being in the country as opposed to traveling more than 24 hours to get here from Great Britain.
Okay, it looks like Great Britain are addressing an official review of a potential backlog penalty on the green jammer. One of the blockers for Great Britain. Stay tuned to all dirty damage.
Okay, so we're about to get the outcome of this one. We'll see what happens here. Take a quick look at the penalty board. So Team Australia at the moment sitting on 4 penalties across the whole team, 3 cut tracks and a back block. Very consistent in what those penalties are, and then only 4 penalties on Great Britain as well, but for a multitude of things. Variety is the spice of life. So we have Bob back with us to give us the information. Let's see what happened.
So Team Great Britain were asking for the application of a back block to the Australian jammer for the impact at turn 3 on Team Great Britain's captain, and they're asking for that to be considered egregious as well. The referees discussed it and considered that the Great Britain player moved into the contact and therefore had some initiating responsibility, and no penalty will be awarded.
Okay, so 3-0 Rainbow for Team Australia, picking up lead jammer and points.
And Aussie offence jamming for Team Great Britain, uncharacteristically being held from an initial so far. There's another scoring pass for Australia. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on how many skaters are going to the Spank Alley penalty box right now.
At the moment, 2 blockers from Australia and 1 blocker from Great Britain in the penalty box. Seeing a little bit more action. Do you know why that is? It's because I just discussed penalties whilst you were in the middle for the official review. So of course they decided to frequent it a little bit more. I did have a voice in my ear earlier telling me that in the previous game, one player did get 5 cut tracks and no other penalties. So consistent in the penalties that they were receiving.
Twinkle Toes jamming for Great Britain, pops out in front and picks up lead jammer. Rat Guru currently wrapped up by this strong and tall Great Britain defence. Rat Guru just having to go back again. Twinkle Toes adding another scoring pass meanwhile.
Rat Guru making it through on initial pass now. But the track is light on blockers. A few returning now from the penalty box. That was some excellent work there to stay in by Rat Guru.
Just that direction change and the braking.
Okay, Team Great Britain calling it off there, but not before Rat Guru picked up another few points for Team Australia. So a 10-7 jam for that one. 75 points for Great Britain at the moment and 46 for Australia.
This has been a fast and physical game so far, Fanny. Heaps of big hits.
Team timeout being called by Great Britain.
While we're having a timeout, let's talk about our penalty box sponsor, Spank Alley. SpankAlley.com, they're providers and manufacturers of player armbands, including hard of hearing and dyslexia friendly armbands, helmet covers, wrist covers, team jerseys, sweat suckers, official tops, you name it. Head to SpankAlley.com and check out the full range of what's available.
I definitely have a multitude of things from them.
Likewise, and I don't even skate.
And we recently also got new helmet covers for our team as well, so. The team timeout also being used by the officials, a chance to grab a drink in the middle when you're reffing the whole game. Hydration is also important. Sorry, I got distracted by the Team GB chant. It's right beside us. We are right beside the Great Britain bench.
Yeah, I think Team Great Britain just taking the opportunity to gather themselves and settle.
They do currently have 2 blockers in the penalty box, so starting with only 2 on track.
Yeah, serious block, and Thing 1 currently waiting to be released from the box.
Okay, Swear Jar lining up for Great Britain, and I think that is Lightspeed. Yep, Lightspeed for Australia. They turned just to face me as I was trying to read the number.
Jack in the box just heading back to pick up a pivot helmet cover.
It's a good job that someone noticed that there was a lack of pivot on track and that there's currently an official timeout. There's nothing worse than being the jammer, realizing you don't have a pivot, and knowing that no matter what, you are the jammer for that entire jam.
Even worse if you realize that after you've taken the star cover off.
Yeah, you've got no one to give it to, my friend. I'm sorry.
Still in an official timeout. Right here at the JRDA World Cup 2025. Officials running back into position now.
Okay, 5 seconds being called. We're going to get back into it.
All right, Lightspeed. Oh, and it's Swearjar who gets out of the pack first. Oh, and just a hard battle at the front there between Lightspeed and Jack in the box. Lightspeed able to get back up and keep going for an initial pass.
Staying up after a little stumble.
Lightspeed being called for a cut track penalty then. It looked like he was still inside from my angle, but the ref's angle is obviously much better than mine.
Power jam then for Swearjar of Great Britain, and some excellent team offense from Great Britain just to let Swearjar go through basically untouched.
Serious block heading back to the Spankali penalty box. Swearjar completes another scoring pass. That's 16 points on the board so far for Team Great Britain in this jam.
But being run back by number 8-2, that is Bruiser Bond. A total of 20 points picked up in that jam for Team Great Britain.
Just under 13 minutes left to play in this first period of play in this bronze medal matchup between Team Australia and Team Great Britain.
Some love for the team offense on the comments here. If you can get offense from your entire team and make it through without a single opposition player touching you, that's the dream.
Rolling whistle will return us to our lineup clock.
Honey for Team Australia starting far back. And then Aussie offense lining up for Great Britain.
And that short whistle gets us underway. Honey being recycled. Back to start that pass again.
Lead jammer for Aussie offense of Great Britain. As two blockers for Great Britain, making it difficult for Honey to get through.
Aussie offense pushing with the shoulder past those last couple of defenders. Look at the firmness of that Great Britain triangular defence over there at the moment.
I know, a very interesting looking tripod. Something that we like to call ugly blocking in our league. It may not be a pretty triangle, but it's doing its job.
It's effective and mobile.
Exactly. Another 4 points picked up for Aussie offense. Star pass for Team Australia. That is now 3-0. Rainbow? It is Rainbow.
And Aussie offense, despite his size, being one of the taller jammers we've seen in this whole competition, able to take advantage of a pretty small gap and step across the inside of those defenders. But with a big recycle there now.
Okay, the new jammer, Rainbow, has made it out on initial.
Aussie offense says, no points for you please though.
And keeping an Australian blocker in the penalty box as well. That was Honey. So Honey became a blocker and is now in the penalty box as a blocker.
So with a 16-point jam, that takes Team Great Britain over the 100-point mark to 111. Australia currently stalled for the last couple of jams on 50. Cruiser will be trying to change that situation right now, jamming against Twinkle Toes. And it's Cruiser finds an inside gap. Lead jammer for Australia and a big recycle for Twinkle Toes way back down towards turn 4 at the moment. So Cruiser amongst the scoring pass as Twinkle Toes clears the pack on an initial. Pushing those defenders out. Oh, and
hopping around the last one.
That switchback around Pika there.
The last minute change of direction is so important in this as well, to be able to stay in.
I think one of the Team Great Britain skaters just appealing for a late hit penalty.
I think it was assessed. We did have a Team Australia blocker, a pivot, that's Rat Guru was sent to the penalty box just at the end there, so very probably for a late hit.
Jack Plague going to be jamming for Australia now as well. I think it's the first time we've seen him jamming so far today. And Swearjar, number 42, jamming for Great Britain one more time. Jack Plague clear of the pack on an initial pass.
Jumping over some blockers.
Swearjar trying to call it off, listening to the advice from the bench, but unable to do so as they had been assessed a forearms penalty. So Jack Plague now not in control of the timing of this jam, but is in control of a power jam.
This jam will run for the full 2 minutes then, as we have no lead jammer anymore.
Jack Plague pushing across the inside of 4 at the moment. Hazmat just taking Jack back for a little bit of a try again for that scoring pass. And with a successful star pass, Rat Guru back from the penalty box and now pulling on the star cover. Oh, and with a little hop over the apex. Number 345 Nihilator for Great Britain just getting in the way of that apex jump, but Rat Guru landing it successfully and stepping around to pick up the points. Swearjar back from the box now, chased down at the front by Hazmat again, and Rat Guru survives it, adds 4 more points to the Australian total. hazmat, possibly a little bit far from the pack to have been applying that block then and being sent to the penalty box.
Very hard to hear the out of play calls, but it's still part of the rules, unfortunately, and you did make a contact out of play. So Swearjar still at the back of the pack here for 4 points, so let's see.
That was a full 2-minute jam, and that was having a look for some jammer point fingers.
Yep, 16 points it seems picked up for Team Australia in that jam. 7 for Team Great Britain. This is still such a close game.
You know, we're 23 minutes into this game so far, 7 minutes left to play in the first half of the game. Rainbow jamming for Team Australia and gets out first and picks up lead. Jack in the box jamming for Team Great Britain, currently wrapped up with one more defender to get past. It does so now and is not lead. Couple of penalties being issued to Australian blockers in there as well. And we're going to be called off for an injury call, so somebody's just going to be receiving some attention on track for a little while. We'll have an official timeout. While we do, let's have a talk about pay some bills. Let's talk about Skate Victoria, recognised by the State Government of Victoria as the governing and organising body for skating in Victoria, and provides membership and services to clubs and providers Australia-wide. Skate Victoria's purpose is to enable and provide the structure, culture, systems, resources and participant input to effectively manage, develop and promote all aspects of roller sports in Victoria and across Australia.
Thank you very much. Okay. That's our skater up and skating back to their bench, although probably receiving some medical check over first and then hopefully back to their bench.
Yeah, consistent with the rules. If you've been had a jam called off for an injury, you're not eligible to skate for the next 3 jams. Team Great Britain first to line up.
We do have some officials talking to the Australia bench.
So yeah, confirmation that under the JRDA rules, they do have the option to restart a jam if it's called off for injury, but this one is confirmed that it will be a new jam.
I always forget that rule. It's one that seems to escape my memory every time.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect us much as spectators, but in the rules and in the stats sheets and the scorecards, that affects the numbers and how they line up there.
We have a almost call and response set of chants going. Australia doing their chant first, and then Great Britain doing a response chant of their own.
I always think it's nice at these events too. We've got the home crowd, which is Australia, and then we've got the rest of the world who've travelled to be here, all teaming up for Team Great Britain at the moment in the chants.
And then some who are just here for the love of roller derby. Okay, looks like we should be getting back underway just shortly. Crews are lining up for Australia and Aussie offense for Great Britain. I stand corrected, a little bit more referee chit-chat.
Judging by some of the conversations between the officials and the benches during this official timeout, there may have been some discussion about the level of physicality that has been on display during this game?
There's a lot at stake, and obviously sometimes emotions are heightened and gets a bit hectic.
And we're all tired from days of roller derby.
Yeah, I'm really tired from sitting here and talking. It's the concentrating though. It's the noise levels. It's the watching. Like, you know, your eyes are constantly moving to see what's happening. But yeah, I don't really have an excuse.
No, I use the royal we. Obviously, I mean the athletes.
I mean, they've worked hard. 4 30-minute pool games. And then on top of that, 2, 3 full-length games?
Two full-length games yesterday.
I like to hope that those skaters who have finished all their games are now treating themselves to something, you know, an ice cream.
As if they haven't been treating themselves to ice creams all weekend.
There is an ice cream truck on site, so.
Yeah, we've been really spoiled this weekend. We've got our on-site canteen as well as a handful of food trucks outside. So it's been a real event for these kids. These athletes have travelled right from around the globe. And we're back underway with the roller derby, and it is Aussie Offence who is lead jammer. Bit of a jammer race.
And choosing to call it off instantly, pretty much.
Of course, yeah, big shout out again to City of Logan Leisure Centres for organising the venue amenities, including the food trucks and the extra bathrooms.
And just keeping it clean and tidy. Looking after us. Okay, 6 minutes left in this first half. Cruiser lining up against Twinkle Toes.
And it's still just the 2 blockers on track for Team Australia.
But Cruiser picking up lead jammer for Australia this time.
Cruiser firmly engaged with those defenders, and a big chase down. Rat Guru landing a big hit on Twinkle Toes. And again, Twinkle Toes barely changing direction from that hit.
What hit? Shrugging it off. 4 points picked up for Team Great Britain. 4 more, sorry, should I say. So 8 in total for that jam, and 4 points for Team Australia.
The Spank Alley penalty box now clear of Australian blockers for the first time in a couple of jams. Just the one Great Britain blocker in there at the moment, that's Hatchet Girl. Players make their way back out onto track for the start of the next jam. That's Lightspeed and Aussie Offence jamming. Lightspeed gets on out to pick up lead. Just a chase down at the front there. Sea Salt not able to slow Aussie Offence down.
Lightspeed picking up 4 points. We have a full complement of blockers back on track.
See how effectively those Great Britain blockers got amongst that 4-strong defence of Australia there and just broke it up.
Lightspeed choosing to call it, having picked up another 4 points at the end of that jam.
Yeah, sensible choice being knocked to the infield like that, rather than use the time to go back and recycle.
Especially with the Great Britain jammer also reapproaching the back of the pack. 132 to Team Great Britain, 86 to Australia at the moment.
The Team Great Britain managing to maintain the early lead that they built, but they haven't extended the lead any further. Australia getting into gear and keeping up with the point scoring. Jack in the Box is your lead jammer.
With Jack Plague also out, both the Jacks.
We've seen that a couple of times since that extended timeout. Great Britain getting lead jam, and if the Australian jammer has been close, they've been calling it off pretty much straight away.
I mean, the only other option is what, jammer on jammer? Hit the other one out.
Jammer on jammer, yeah, hit the pack and see if you get one, but also maybe give away one, and yeah.
Okay, Swearjar up against Honey.
Swearjar is your lead jammer, having strung those Australian blockers right out.
Some more visits to the penalty box happening.
In fact, yeah, 2 blockers apiece from each team going to the Spank Alley penalty box.
Yeah, a really good spin from Honey there to stay in bounds on the infield.
Oh, Honey thought she kept her skate inside. John Ref Kennedy
Disagreeing.
saw otherwise. So it's a power jam now for, wow, okay, so we've got 2 minutes left to play. Australia have one blocker now and a jammer in the penalty box.
Great Britain also have some players in the box though.
Yeah, a couple of blockers in the box for Team GB. I suspect we might see a team timeout. Yeah, Team Great Britain skaters waiting around for their coach to deliver a timeout.
Australia yet to use any of their timeouts or official reviews. Great Britain, however, have used 2 timeouts now and their official review, which they did not retain for that earlier back block query.
Okay,
Oh,
so
official review being called by Team Australia though. I can see that at the corner of my eye. Bob's going to go find out again. Some team chants there for Team Australia. Some pom-poms being waved around. Support on both sides. We've got a few Union Jack dresses in the crowd as well. Takes me back to the days of the Spice Girls. Whilst we wait to find out about this next official review, I might run through one more partner sponsor with you whilst I have a moment. So Roller Derby Heaven is a family-owned and operated business and has been involved in and supported the skate industry across a 35-year span that is almost as old as me. Originally starting out on the foreshore of Manly as an inline skate specialist, the business evolved over the years to become the largest roller derby owned and operated shop in Australia, specializing in everything from the skates on your feet to the customized shirts on your back. Thank you so much to Roller Derby Heaven. Hopefully you can see the worms currently happening over on turn 1. 3 skaters there doing the worm on skates. I can't even do the worm off skates. Okay, Bob. Give it to us. Let us know.
So Team Australia, interestingly, the Team Australia captain, who is Cruiser, was applying for that official review. They saw, or they believed that they had seen a cut track penalty, or a cut track by the Team Great Britain jammer, which was not called as a penalty. The referees conferred, and they did have eyes on that action, and they have determined that the skater was on the tape, but not outside the boundary of the track.
Of course. We've got the rope there for that very reason as well. Okay, so under 2 minutes left in this first half. The penalty box looking mighty busy.
Yes, and if we can actually have a look at some of the penalties, have a look at the Australian penalties first. We'll see if we can get that on the screen for you. Now we'll catch up with those at half-time. We're back into the roller derby action in the meantime.
Okay, Team Australia does have a tripod, but the single Great Britain player choosing to play full offense for Twinkle Toes, who does have a power start.
One of that outcomes from the timeout that was brought about by the official review, there was a late penalty applied to one of the Team Great Britain blockers. That's why they're starting three blockers down.
I think 2 now. We've got someone has returned.
Now we've got a jammer returning to the track for Team Australia in the form of Honey. Oh, and Honey, and a big hit on the hitter. That was Amazon taking out the person who had escorted Honey out, so making sure that Honey can continue their journey. Both jammers engaged with the defending positions at the moment.
Very physical.
Oh, I thought I heard a whistle in there somewhere. Yes, I did. Amazon heading off to the penalty box. Twinkle Toes.
Still picking up points for Team Great Britain. However, losing a Great British blocker to the penalty box. Not long left to go in this period. Calling it off from the floor, Twinkle Toes was there. You do not have to get up to call it off.
And that is going to roll us into half-time in this bronze medal match between Team Australia and Team Great Britain. Team Great Britain have established and maintained the early lead, 168, currently leading Australia to 96. Might be a good opportunity to have a look at some of the penalty statistics from this game so far as well before we leave you for the halftime break. So on the penalty board for Great Britain, we've got Hazmat currently with the most penalties, but a good broad spread of penalties across the board. There's no consistent patterns showing up with particular penalties. And in these full lengths, we do have our full set of 7 penalties before skaters are asked to leave the field as well.
Yeah, we also have Honey on 4 penalties for Team Australia, so 2 skaters on 4 penalties across both those teams, and then a few sitting on 3s and 1s. A few cut tracks from jammers, but I feel like that's almost the penalty you expect from a jammer, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we've got a half-time intermission now. We'll be back with the roller derby in the second half of this bronze medal match in about 14 minutes.
photograph taken later on. Hopefully we've got let's go and take a look here or you can catch a buy one. Oh, here we go. I'll be enough out of it. Thank you. We'll put the front of the photographs up. Thank you very much. 187.
Attention everybody, we've had a Samsung phone handed into reception. If you've lost your Samsung phone, it is at reception.
Set up in the entryway. Beautiful building. They're offering buy one, get one free on t-shirts only today. Don't forget roller derby is having your one-stop shop for everything roller derby. They're offering a 15% discount on all helmets today as well. Roller derby. Once again, we do our referee and non-scaler report. We have Robin Girlfriend, yes. Mr. Fox, do bow out. Drummer of Kenny, Red Sunshine, Sarge. The district manager, Amanda Power, district manager, Bush. That's how broad this has been. It's one from Chris, Mercy, Spanners, Bubbles, Roller Louie, and he's perhaps moving together, Leo.
Welcome back everyone to this third place game here at the Junior Roller Derby World Cup 2025 in Brisbane, Australia. My name is Fanny.
And you're back also with Bob DeQuickley.
Just doing our final kit checks for the skaters prior to our rollout for the second half. Mouth guards in place, elbow pads on securely, knee pads on securely, and toe stops on too.
There's been a variety of ways officials have done these gear checks this weekend. Some go individually along the line, some do it all in a team demonstration like we're seeing here.
I think it's actually, you've seen both, because at the first half, they check each skater individually. And for the second half, they're assuming that these skaters still have the same gear on, so should be as safe as it was in the first half. Sometimes they do it as song form. I have seen that done. So check your helmet, heads, check your elbows, knees and toes, does work.
Please
No
check,
shoulders.
Please check you've got your own mouth guard.
Thanks for that.
We're back to our one of our original jammer lineups for this first jam of the second half. Aussie Offence and Cruiser behind the jammer line.
There is an absolute Cruiser fan club happening in the comments on the live stream here, just so you know. Five seconds called. And
All right.
here we go.
The jam is underway. Aussie Offence being recycled back towards the start position. Cruiser picks up lead jammer for Australia. Australia with the work to do in this second period of play. 70-point deficit to make up. Aussie Offence clear of the pack now as well.
Cruiser aiming to pick up as many points as possible.
Yeah, Cruiser just having to put the brakes on down at turn one, allowed the Great Britain blockers
To overshoot almost.
yeah, all they need is a second. And there's a cut track for Aussie Offence. So power jam now for Cruiser as the Australian blockers. Oh, and I thought he'd kept the skates in. He did, kept the skates inbound.
Team Australia's blockers helping by not letting Great British blocker their number 7 run back.
Cruiser engaging with the defence there, getting some offensive support now.
Being told to call it off to ice Aussie Offence in the box, but Aussie Offence is standing.
Yeah, so it will be a power start for the next Australian jammer who heads out.
A power start of maybe 2 to 3 seconds?
Seconds, yeah. So
Okay.
it's going to be Jack Blake
Yeah.
that's taking that power start.
Cruiser in that last jam bringing the Australian score over the 100, so 107 now for Australia and 171 to Team GB.
Jack Blake, hit to the out,
Big
over near
hit.
the pivot line. Aussie Offence clear of the box now, returning to the track, lead is open, and if these Australian blockers aren't on the ball, then it will be... No, Jack Blake gets a big step across the inside.
There was an attempt there to run Aussie Offence back to the very, very back of the pack, but the player called out of play, giving Aussie Offence the chance to hop back in. Both jammers now approaching the pack at speed.
Jack Blake with a heap of elevation over the inside there, and the Great Britain blockers this time closing that inside, but at the cost of a low block penalty.
All 4 points picked up by Aussie Offence for that jam, but also 4 points for Team Australia. An even jam.
Yeah, that looked like Annihilator heading off to the Spank Alley penalty box. Just need to be careful covering that inside against the apex jump that presenting legal engagement zones. Rainbow, lead jammer for Team Australia. Twinkle Toes out of the pack as well.
Rainbow calling it off. Having picked up 1 point. No, let's check that.
Yeah,
2 points as there is a Great British blocker in the box. Just have to wait on the ref to notice it too. It's coming, it's coming. Okay.
Swearjar wearing the star for Great Britain, and Rat Guru starting back of the line for Team Australia.
Pack advantage to Team Australia there. They do have all 4 blockers, whereas the Great British team only have 3. Probably not for much longer. Rat Guru picking up lead jammer.
Annihilator back from the box now as well, but won't be there in time to get in front of Rat Guru. Gets to contribute to the defence there in the end. Radguru being recycled after that hit to the in on turn 1.
We did have 2 Australian blockers at the front there, 387 and 4. Can't quite see that. Were recycling, reforming constantly to make that difficult for Swear Jar. It was 4-3 as well.
So Australia happy to make small contributions to reducing that score gap at the moment. Happy to take 3-0 there.
Sometimes you do just have to chip away at the score difference. Light speed lining up for Team Australia. Jack in the box for Team Great Britain.
Light speed.
Making light work of that pack for Lee Jammer.
You saw the Australian blockers suck back onto the Great Britain defence there, 2-on-2, and just prevented them from being able to cover the lines effectively.
Some offense there to get light speed out for 4 points. But Jack in the box hopping through as well.
Light speed amongst the points there now. Looks to have gotten 4. We'll just see if that last set of hips, no, that last set of hips was still in front.
Okay, so still getting a point advantage though. 7 points to Team Australia that jam, 4 to Team Great Britain.
We're lining up for our next jam, Twinkle Toes. Number 898 for Team Great Britain.
Honey for Team Australia.
Fanny, just look at the height of all of these skaters on track at the moment.
All of them taller than me.
Yeah, and me. So
Okay, there was a jammer hit out from Twinkle Toes on Honey.
Honey doesn't need to play.
Choosing not to chase down and end up recycled at the front of the pack. Just using this as a bit of a rest, really.
Not necessarily a popular choice from some members of the crowd. If you're watching at home, Twinkle Toes knocked Honey to the out and then tried to recycle as a bit of jammer on jammer action.
Australia bench telling Honey just to go back and wait at the back of the pack and then maybe come back on closer to the back. We'll see. Twinkle Toes still just playing though. There we go. The jump back on. We're both back on track. Twinkle Toes picking up lead. That was 1 minute and 35 seconds to get any lead jammer.
And he keeps those skates inbounds. Oh, and there's a chase down at the front.
Okay, 3 points picked up for Team Great Britain on that one. No points for Team Australia.
Some strategic play.
Look, I'm going to be honest, it's not a tactic I like to watch, but it's a tactic I like to run. Fourth point there added for Team Great Britain. Jamaraf just checking in, making sure that we knew that.
Next jam is on. Jack Plague jamming for Australia. And Aussie offense jamming for Team Great Britain. There's a chase down at the front. That serious block. Having to let Jack go in the end.
It was a 0-0 matchup at the back there though. Sakata for Australia had run back Aussie offense. Both numbers for those players are 0-0. Jack Plague being told by the bench to continue to run.
Jack Plague just having to go backwards a little bit. The bench getting ready to indicate the call, but Jack not hearing that from the bench. So Aussie offense now amongst the points as well.
A low block being called on one of the Great Britain blockers there.
Yeah, so the advantage of calling off had been lost by the time Jack received that call. But hitting it now. No more points added for that pass. Underway again. Cruiser jamming for Team Australia. A little step across the inside, picks up lead jam for Team Australia. And the opposing number 42, Swearjar, jamming for Great Britain, clear of the pack now as well. What a great sweep across the outside of turn 2 to allow Cruiser. There's some big impact in the pack there. Swearjar getting quickly back up and continuing on with a scoring pass. Cruiser amongst it at the moment, calling it off from the outside. And another 4 points added for Australia at the end of that one. So at the end of that jam, we see a couple of Team Great Britain blockers will be starting from the Spank Alley penalty box. Hazmat and Hatchet Girl will be in there, and we go into a team timeout for Great Britain. That gives us the opportunity to talk about some more of our sponsors.
Yeah, well, we've done a few this time. Only a couple left, I think, to talk about. We will have a quick look here at the Humane Clinic. Humane Clinic is a multidisciplinary group of therapists with many years of experience in working alongside people and offering leadership in a different, more humane approach to mental health, focusing on different understandings and approaches to psychosis, suicide, and other forms of distress. If you do need to contact them, you can do so via www.humaneclinic.com.au. Team timeout for Great Britain here. They do have 2 players in the penalty box. That looks like a pivot and blocker. And I guess they'll be discussing trying to limit the number of points that Australia has started scoring. They've scored a lot this half. They're doing really well.
Yes, Australia managing to close the gap slightly, but still with an almost 60-point difference. Try and make up in the next 19 minutes of roller derby. And remember, folks, this is the JRDA World Cup bronze medal match in the open division.
Visual timeout being called. The next game on track 2, the female division, is also a 3rd place playoff for Australia versus New Zealand.
Yeah, that'll be another one to watch. So as soon as we finish here, make sure to stick around on the JRDA World Cup YouTube channel for the free coverage of all of this roller derby action from the World Cup.
Yep, thank you very much to Beardcast and Sports Connection Australia for helping us with those.
Lightspeed is your lead jammer for Team Australia, number 299, just being assessed
A
a
cut
cut track
track.
penalty. So Jack in the Box, jammer for Great Britain, will now have a power jam, but is not in control of the timing of this jam.
A couple of whistles there, but I didn't really see anyone disappear.
Jack in the Box, pushed to the outside.
By Jack Clay, the Battle of the Jacks.
And Jack in the Box's blockers there just trying to tell Jack that he had an option to go in front of Morris Minor.
I guess if you're not sure, the safe and smart move is to come in at the very back.
Oh, absolutely. I would 100% be doing that. Lightspeed back from the penalty box meantime.
With a little hop over another skater's legs there on the apex. 4 points picked up for both teams.
Oh, this time looks for a way around on the outside. Ends up in a bit of a pile-up and with a high block penalty assessed.
A low block penalty.
Sorry.
The opposite. Pack is very stretched, but gives Jack in the box the opportunity to get out for some more points. And has broken the 200 mark.
And skating the full 2 minutes, waiting for that one to come to an end. We're going to have an official review.
Okay, Team Great Britain this time electing to use their official review. Bob will find out that information for us. I see that there are some comments there about the official review. We will find out what it is just shortly, and then I can let you know, or Bob can let us know.
So that official review has been called by Great Britain. They are asking for that low block, which was assessed on Lightspeed over here, to be upgraded to an egregious low block by way of being uncontrolled and a dangerous action. Which would, if it was upheld, result in an expulsion from the game. So the referees will have a discussion.
We'll just wait to find out the outcome.
So the decision is that that will not be upgraded to an egregious low block. Will stand as a low block penalty.
I don't know if you've ever skated on this floor, but there are sections of it that are slippy and sections of it that are grippy. And it does sometimes make for some interesting falls.
So with Lightspeed currently in the Spank Alley penalty box, Twinkle Toes will be taking the jam for Team Great Britain and is your lead jammer in this power jam. 16.5 minutes left to play in the game, and this is for third place in the tournament in the open gender division.
Choosing to call it off after having picked up the 4 points. Team Australia's jammer did make it out of the penalty box just towards the end of that jam though. So we should see a full complement of skaters back on track for this one. I think this is the first time we've seen this, but Hazmat is lining up for Team Great Britain on the jammer line against Rat Guru for Team Australia.
So nobody making any progress through the pack. The pack picks up a little bit of speed as these jammers force their way through. Hazmat just forced to recycle a little bit.
They did do the one hand down on the inside of track. Lead awarded though to Rat Guru.
Yeah, the jammer ref just checking that lead was available and open before awarding that status to the Australian jammer. Both jammers are scoring now. Rat Guru's added 4 already. Oh, and that
Hazmat ducked underneath.
Yeah, that change of level.
Yeah. tripod setting up at the back there, and hit out by number 387. That is Amazon for Team Australia.
I love how these skaters can absorb the energy from these hits and turn it into rotational force or direction change.
That is 10 points in total picked up for Team Australia on that jam and 7 for Team Great Britain. Just under 15 minutes left of this third place game.
Back underway, Honey jamming for Australia.
And against Swearjar from Team Great Britain.
Swearjar really dragging this Australian defence out in front. Have to let him go in the end.
You've only got 20 feet at the front of the pack to make your last-ditch efforts. Unfortunately, receiving an illegal contact penalty.
So we've got a power jam for Team Australia now.
That is Honey making it out of the front of the pack with the star off, but putting it back on to aim to try and score some points now.
Not lead jam, but with a minute 20 left to play in the jam, and some effective O from Rainbow then opens up the inside for Honey to skate on by. And Swearjar back from the box, a big jump right in front of us here at turn 3.
A hit there from Team Australia's pivot. Number 30 Rainbow, unfortunately taking Swearjar down on the straightaway. We did have that one called off for injury. We will check and make sure that that skater is okay. And by we, I mean not me personally, but the medics, the refs, etc.
Still 13 minutes left to play in this second half of this game. It's still about that 60-point point difference. And that's the point difference that Team Great Britain established quite early in the first half, and they've been able to maintain it plus or minus a little bit throughout the game so far.
A little bit of up and down, but generally speaking in that same 60 to 70 point differential bracket. Just while we wait on the injury check on this skater, we have had a comment asking on the live stream there about the gold tape on the knee pads. Now, a lot of the venues in Australia do ask that your knee pads have Teflon tape on them to avoid marking the floor. That is one of the sort of requirements for us to be allowed to use these venues.
Yeah, so it's a fairly common sight in Australian roller derby in our indoor sports venues, isn't it? That orange or brown Teflon tape. I have seen some felt tape used at times as well.
I've also seen someone who just doesn't have the plastic on their knee pads anymore. Not sure how I feel about that.
From a non-marking point of view.
We used to cut up little bits of legging, like legging material, stick it over the front of our plastic.
That's a solution.
That was one of our venues in the UK that did not like us marking the floor. I'm going to be perfectly honest, there are worse things that mark the floor. Hockey sticks, they do it.
Track tape. I've seen track tape pull varnish off floors.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, we are back up, so...
yeah, light speed jamming for Team Australia, and it looks like...
Aussie offense.
Yeah, Aussie offense is the lead jammer.
Light speed also out of the pack there as Aussie offense approaches the back to try and pick up some points.
Yeah, about half a lap behind, but Lightspeed now catching up. Keeps those toe stops inbound, does he? Apparently, yes.
Yes.
Stationary pack. He's got the one Australian blocker, Jack Plague, up in front, waiting to catch.
Did hit out Aussie offense, but also went down as well, so giving Aussie offense the opportunity to jump back on. Unfortunately, a cut track there for Lightspeed. Someone else saying that the way that they had to clean the floor after playing roller derby was to rub the scuffs off with tennis balls. Imagine.
Just seeing some discussion in the penalty box here at the moment. Lightspeed, jammer for Team Australia, just receiving some attention from the medical volunteers and professionals.
It did look like they potentially got winded at the end of that last jam.
So the Australian coach there as well. It looks like, yeah, so that jammer will be escorted off to the medical check area at the moment. They are currently serving a penalty, so we're yet to see if another Australian jammer will sit the remainder of that penalty.
Yep, so they have replaced Lightspeed in the penalty box with another jammer.
Yeah, Rat Guru will be sitting the remainder of Lightspeed's penalty.
We've got 12 minutes left in this game. And Twinkle Toes is about to start with a power start for Team Great Britain.
So quickly, yeah, just races straight down the outside, almost instantly picks up Lee Jamasatis, and will be scoring on this time through the pack.
Choosing to call it off as the Australian blockers try to recycle him to the back.
Yeah. Did add 3 points to the Great Britain total.
And keeping Rat Guru in the penalty box at the moment.
Well, realistically, all they need to do now is maintain the lead, so there's no real pressure to add points or increase the gap. It's not about ratios at this point of the tournament.
Nope. It's just you win or you don't.
276, that's Hazmat jamming for Team Great Britain.
Picking up lead. I think this is the second time we've seen Hazmat jam.
So Australia unable to reform their defence at the front. One of their blockers held back from joining that defence. Rat Guru back from the penalty box meantime. A pile up of Great Britain blockers enables Rat Guru to find a way through.
And Hazmat calling it off, having picked up another 4 points.
We're still seeing some big hits and some great physicality from this game, but as always, skaters just checking in with each other. No hard feelings, right?
Yeah. There's a definite camaraderie, I think, in roller derby in general. But across the entire weekend, it's been so nice to see.
Twinkle Toes and Jack Plague doing the respective jamming, both super tall jammers. Able to generate a heap of speed and power. They're both now clear of the pack and will be scoring next time around.
a big mashup of skaters on turn one. Twinkle Toes jumping the apex.
Jack also jumping the apex, less successfully. We're going to have another official timeout and another opportunity for our medical professionals to come and check one of the skaters.
As previously mentioned, this is a very busy weekend, lots of games. We're coming to the end of it, but it is so tiring for all the athletes involved. I was trying so hard there to work out what the song was that the Great British supporters were singing. I am none the wiser. Was it? It apparently was Wonderwall, I'm being told in my ear. Who knows? I'll be honest, if it was Wonderwall, I'm probably glad I didn't hear it, because I'm not a big Oasis fan.
Skaters start to make their way back into the track.
The refs have a zebra huddle, however, in the middle there. What is the collective term for zebras? A herd.
I've heard a dazzle.
It is a herd.
Not a dazzle.
Dazzle of zebras, or
I
is that
love
only referee zebras?
Or maybe only referee zebras.
A flamboyance of flamingos. Parliament of owls. I'm sure there are plenty other interesting ones.
Still in this official timeout, inside the last 10 minutes of this bronze medal match at the JRDA World Cup 2025 from the Mount Warren Sports Centre, hosted by Logan City and JRDA Australia.
I'm being informed on the live stream here that it's a dazzle of zebras. I like that.
And a zeal.
A zeal of zebras.
Skaters are in position. Most of the officials are back in position.
Quick conversation between the head ref and both bench managers.
Not the first time we've seen those conversations happen in this match.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall. I'm also just really nosy.
I think the head ref now may be just checking that there are enough medics to keep their eye on the game for us to recommence gameplay. And then
I think actually, do you know, I haven't actually thanked the photographers so far this tournament, and that is, yeah, that's definitely a bad on my part, so I'm sorry. Thank you so much to our photographers for coming and supporting us as well.
Yeah.
We always look forward to seeing your shots. Thank you.
Check out JRDA World Cup socials for all of the details.
Now, Team Australia lead jammer is Rainbow.
Twinkle Toes jamming for Great Britain. About half a track behind. And untouched around the outside. Rainbow with a 4-point scoring pass. Twinkle Toes
attempting an apex jump.
But landing on all fours, that had to hurt.
Just readjusting the knee pads, keep those knees safe.
The physicality of this game has been something to watch, but it's, as we've talked about previously in this tournament, even though these are junior skaters and we're at level 3 full contact JRDA rule set, they have the experience and they've been playing long enough already, even as juniors, to be able to really control where and how they apply the force
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
only use as much as needed.
I'm really impressed watching Rat Guru just in that last jam there, but I mean across the entire tournament, but in that last jam, ducking down, spinning round, avoiding hits. It's just amazing. So we have 2 blockers apiece, it seems, in the penalty box, the Spank Alley sponsored penalty box.
So we'll play some roller derby light at the front. Both jammers almost simultaneously out of the pack. Hazmat
Yeah.
just in front.
And choosing to call it off before anyone scores any points.
Sensible choice. The graphic you see on your screen there at the moment, folks, is the points per jam weighted in favour of Team Great Britain, and you can see that very early on, the first 5 jams, Australia unable to add any points to the total, and it's been that gap that they've been chasing ever since.
They have maintained that throughout. Okay, Jack Blake up against Aussie Offense. No pack called, allowing Aussie Offense to get lead jammer, but Jack Blake very close behind. And we were so close to having an empty penalty box. But Cicada still there, holding up one single finger. Do we think that means 1 second?
Yeah. So we'll probably see Cicada released straight after the whistle for the next jam. 7 minutes left to play. 84 points, the points difference. Less, 76.
Still in that 70 region though that we discussed earlier. Okay, Twinkle Toes and Honey lining up to jam. This time that is Honey, lead jammer for Team Australia.
If Australia's going to make an impact on this points difference, now is the time that they've got to start racking up some big scoring jams, which means that, yep, this is going to help Honey getting through once again. The Australian blockers wrapping up Twinkle Toes at the moment.
Some hit outs and run backs, but unfortunately running too far back and ending up with that out of play penalty. Twinkle Toes now out of the front of the pack.
So all the action is over at turn 1 on the opposite side of the track from where we can see at the moment. Rainbow's going to call it off.
That was Honey.
Sorry, Honey.
I think you were looking
I was
at
watching
Rainbow's
it
name
Rainbow
on
go
the
across
screen,
to to the Spank Alley penalty box.
So Rainbow is your pivot currently in the penalty box. Number 00 Aussie Offense and 4-2 Cruiser lining up on the jam line.
We're whistled underway. Cruiser is the lead jammer. There's a pile up of skaters off the start line. And Amazon, one of the blockers for Australia, on the bottom of that one. Jam just being called for an injury check just to make sure she's okay. She was already up.
I did see her nod yes to the referee, I think when asked if okay, but the referee asking please take a knee. Let's make sure before we go any further.
Yeah, and under the rule set, the referees had called it because she was slow to get up. So just to check that she wasn't injured, they need to call it off for safety. All right, Australia are going to ask for an official review.
Although the refs are already discussing something, so sometimes you may wish to wait and find out what they're discussing first. I don't know. Here is that. Number 276 Hazmat just having a little rest on the jam line and a stretch. I mean, get your stretches in, why not? With one of the volunteers as well. our track. Oh my goodness, doing the splits on skates. Impressive. Please don't hurt yourself. We don't need another injury. Hey, look. Time for a starfish. Lie down, arms outstretched, have a rest. We've got 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in this third place game for the bronze. The next game to start will be very soon on the other track, and that will be the female third place game between New Zealand and Australia. Now I have had, Bob has returned. Please give us.
So while that timeout entertainment was happening, we were having an official review. Australia asked for a back block to be issued to the white jammer, perhaps unsurprisingly from the start of that previous jam. The referees have described that the initial contact was legal, after which both skaters fell, so there's no penalty to issue in that regard.
You sometimes see referees do an action where they do sort of rub their hand down the side to show that it was all legal. It hit the side of the impact was all on the side. So 276, having had a nap on the jammer line, is now up and through for a lead jammer.
All nice and refreshed and ready to jam again.
I mean, after doing the splits and everything.
Just at the end of that jam, Jack Play going for a giant leap and picking up the 4 points from that jump at the close.
Okay, 898 Twinkle Toes against Honey for this jam. 4.5 minutes left to go.
Yeah, at this stage you'd imagine that the lead that Great Britain have built throughout this game and maintained would be pretty unassailable. It looks like the jammer ref was just indicating that perhaps Rainbow should be issued a high block for that last pass, but none of the other refs have seen it, so the penalty hasn't been issued, and Rainbow has now received the star pass. Great Britain do not have any official reviews available, but they can certainly have a conversation with the ref, and I think it would probably be upheld. I can see the jammer ref and the head ref discussing that action at the moment. We'll go into an official timeout, and I imagine that we will see Rainbow heading to the penalty box, presumably as a blocker, as a pivot.
As pivot, I would think so. Team Australia having a little huddle at the jam line there.
It looks like Cicada has headed off to the penalty box.
That confuses me. Maybe it wasn't 3-0 that we heard, maybe it was 0-0. We're quite far away and we have headphones on. The game on the other track has commenced. It was set to start a couple of minutes ago, so that is the female third place game between Australia and New Zealand. You can join them after you've finished out your watching here, okay? Don't go anywhere.
And it's YouTube, so you can go back and start it from scratch if you don't want to miss the start of it.
Yeah, and then when there's an official timeout, you just skip through that part.
That's right. We have had a number of delays on this track today with official timeouts and medical checks.
Yes, the question from one of our live stream people is it US and Australia the only two teams that have both open division teams and female teams? And I believe so. The other open division teams were Belgium, Canada, and and France. And then the other female divisions were Mexico, Denmark, Sweden, and New Zealand. Look at that. My memory still works.
All right, so still in this official timeout here at the moment. Referee's just having a chat to the skaters about to start this next jam. The officials have now moved back into position.
Almost.
Almost. The outside refs have gone back to the outside.
It does look like it has been swapped though. So 3-0 was correct. Rainbow was the pivot who will be serving the penalty. Our ears did not deceive us. Nor my eyes, despite these milk bottle glasses.
All right, and back to the roller derby, just for the last 3 3/4 minutes. Cruiser jamming for Australia.
Aussie offense for Great Britain.
Cruiser in the foremost position on track at the moment, pushing against this Great Britain defence. A couple of skaters have gone down. Cruiser, wrapped up again, but Aussie offence, meantime, is clear of the pack. Cruiser had been awarded lead jammer status already, though. But still, meanwhile, even though Cruiser is lead jammer, Aussie offence has completed a scoring pass. And Cruiser just, listening to the instructions from the bench. Punch it for the points and call it off.
Thanks to the comments for getting to the answer to that question before I could, but yes, the next game on this track will be US-France, which won't be until 4 p.m. Australian time, or Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Hazmat jamming again for Team Great Britain and Jack Plague for Team Australia. Hazmat picks up the lead jammer, getting out in front of the pack first.
Jack Plague following close behind with a long stride.
Oh,
both of them
giant leaps from both.
Apex, and both picking up 4 points.
I hope you saw that on the camera at home, folks.
And if you didn't, rewind, watch it again.
Hazmat leaping across the apex, sliding on the stomach and calling it off as they go. Jack Plague in the air at the same time. We do have 1, 2, 3 photographers down there covering that apex. Hopefully somebody got a great shot out of that one.
Okay, just under 2 minutes left. Rainbow up against Twinkle Toes.
Yeah, and a bit of a jammer pile up over on the inside. Nobody has cleared the pack yet. And I just saw Rainbow knocked to the floor and still received another hit after that. I don't think it was intentional. There was no initiation made there. Twinkle Toes clear of the pack now, is being assessed a cut track penalty, but doesn't know it.
There we go. So Rainbow picking up lead jammer for Team Australia.
And Rainbow, from the posture of the skating there, has used a lot of energy to get out of that pack for an initial.
Through for 4 points.
The pack has a moment to get ready.
and a rainbow twisting round the Great British blockers. Breaking the 200, closing the points differential a little, but we are potentially into our last or second last jam.
Yeah, a little bit late to be running the points now. In our last, well, inside the last 10 seconds of the period clock, and the Great Britain jam are back on track. And I think Team Australia got a timeout indicated. They did attempt to get a timeout indicated before. The referees will just have a look. All right, and just being told that the timeout
the period clock had expired.
Was too late, yeah. So there you have it, folks. Team Great Britain will take away the third place position in the JRDA World Cup 2025 Open Gender Division.
With their 267 points to 208.
And that gap almost exactly the same as the gap that was established in their first 5 jams.
That's what, 59 points?
Yep. An amazing effort by both teams bringing all of their energy and all of their physicality to this game today.
It's just so good to watch. There's the rolling whistle for the final score. That is now your official final score. At the moment, Team New Zealand are playing Team Australia over on the other track. That is also a third place game. After that, we will have France versus US on this track again for your Open Division final, and then US versus Sweden on track 2 at the very end of the day for the female division final.
Yeah, so there's plenty more roller derby action still to come here from the Mount Warren Sports Centre in Logan City for the JRDA World Cup 2025. Thank you very much. I've been Bob de Quickly.
I'm Fanny. We are signing off, I think. Another day done.
Another day done. Stick around, folks.
See ya.
We go